What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the KO show. It is an honor and privilege to be joined by this man to my right. One of the baddest welterweights on the planet and certainly the nicest mother effer in the universe, Mr. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
Sir.
Thank you so much for being here, man. Really appreciate it.
Pleasure's all mine. I appreciate you having me on. Let's go.
Let's do this. So talk to us where life's at the moment. You just come back from Italy, right?
Yeah, just got back from Italy. We were out there in Como. We were doing some cross training with their football team out there, Como 1907. So doing some cross training was pretty cool. Got to work with some of the coaches. In return, they got to work on my footwork a little bit, you know. But it was a ton of fun. Beautiful place. And I hear it's like only an hour and a half flight from London. Yeah. So pretty easy flight for if you want to go to Italy, my man.
I should go. I've been to Italy, but I've never actually been to Lake Como, so it's on the list.
Beautiful.
If the recommendation's there. Okay,
so we don't get history like that here in the U.S. You know, Como's been around since like 100 something, I don't know, BC. You know.
So it's really interesting.
It's really cool.
It seems like it's right up your street as well, because obviously you're a wide martial artist, but you like to kind of try your hand at all sorts of different athletic endeavors. Yes. So trying out the soccer drills would have been really interesting for you, right?
Dude, it's a ton of fun. You know, I've always been into sports. I never really watch a whole lot of it, but I'm you know, I've always been very physical growing up, playing, you know, soccer, football, basketball. But I only competed in the martial arts though.
If it hadn't been martial arts, if by some weird roll of the dice it hadn't been martial arts, what do you think would have been your given sport?
Oh man, maybe breakdancing. I tell everybody that. Maybe breakdance. I pop and lock. Okay. I love it. I'm not good at it. I just, you know, wish I was good at it.
No, I hear that. Obviously, we've got a massive card this weekend. You must be so excited.
Man, a lot of welterweights on this card, obviously, MVP being one of them, fighting a guy that I've already faced, Kevin Holland. That is going to be, I'm looking at that fight. Everybody, I think, is looking to see MVP just blow it out of the water, obviously. You know, but you also got Gilbert Burns on the card. He's fighting JDM, another welterweight card I'll be looking at and just kind of watching. But the whole card is just stacked, man. The main event, too, I'm looking forward to. So it's very rare that I actually watch MMA.
I've heard a few fighters say that, believe it or not.
Yeah, it's just because I do it all the time. Yeah. You know, when I have a chance, just kind of relax. I don't like to immerse myself in it unless it's somebody I like to watch fight. And those people that I like to watch, it's just like my man MVP. I mean, he's got a finesse about him like no other. So very, very fun to watch, very pretty to watch when you watch him fight. So guys like him, especially have that karate style that I grew up with, I find very pretty.
So with that, when you're saying you're sort of watching the welterweights, obviously there's some really exciting ones on this card. Are you watching as a fan, or are you watching kind of sizing them up, thinking this could be me next, or?
Kind of both. You know, I'm ranked number 8 right now, and just coming off a fight with Shavkat Rakhmonov, who was a tough guy, very strong. Ended up breaking my foot in the first round, so healing up from that still. But any welterweight that I watch, even if they're ranked above me or below me, I like to kind of keep my eye on.
Yeah, of course.
You know, just always, and I'm a fan of the art as well. So I like to pick up things here and there that I like to watch. Like, you know, me and MVP were actually on my channel together last time. We did a technique breakdown.
Yeah, I liked it.
So like the tornado kick he was doing, the jump knees, I find very fascinating because he hits everybody with those. You know, so we kind of broke that down, which was pretty interesting and a lot of fun to learn. Yeah.
So with that, obviously you've been in there with Holland, and like you said, you've got a very similar style to MVP. You obviously were able to get the win against Holland. If you were to give MVP some advice going in, what would it be? Because I know you said he's got a hard head. You end up.
Yeah, I have a hard head. I ended up breaking my hand on his head.
You both broke your hands, right?
And we both broke our. That's the thing. Like, both guys are very unorthodox and very hard to figure out. Even with Holland, man, he was throwing things out of left field that I didn't expect. You know, these are the type of guys. Because I like both fighters. Both of these guys, which is going to make it interesting. They're never the same. You know. For instance, when I fought Johnny Hendricks, it was fairly. I mean, without not being disrespectful, but it was easy to prepare for because if you've seen him fight once, you've seen him fight 100 times. But with Kevin Holland and MVP,
they do stuff differently every time.
Both guys are evolving, man. They're getting better every time. And what I'm looking forward to, and I think MVP has already said it this week, is the podcast that they're going to be having during the fight.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. It's like MVP is known for talking. Holland's called Big Mouth for a reason.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of talking in the build-up, which we're in the midst of right now, during the fight and certainly after as well. So yeah, it's going to be exciting.
Which is funny because I think that's how we got the Jose Cuervo commercial. I don't know if you saw that with me and Kevin Holland doing the Jose Cuervo commercial. Have you seen that yet?
Yes.
Was because our conversations we had in the cage.
That's hilarious.
So hey, you never know, you might get a sponsorship after the fight.
Is there stuff that sometimes he's saying to you in there that we're not quite picking up, but you can hear? Is it like, how easy is it for him to, when he's saying things to you, you're getting it, or is the crowd taking over, or you just tune into your coaches? Like, how much of it are you hearing?
So you're not hearing the crowd when you're out there. I don't know if you guys have talked to a lot of professional fighters out there. The crowd, I don't hear. I'm so tuned into my opponent and my coaches, not even my coach, but my opponent's coach, that you hear everything that they do. Even with Holland and what he was saying to me, I was picking it up like that, you know? Staying focused, obviously, but it's funny what you pick up out there. Even yourself, what you say. One of the things that I always remember when I was fighting at Madison Square Garden against Tyron Woodley, and I was in that deep guillotine. I don't know if you saw that. And it was super tight, man. But I said this out loud, and I didn't know why I even said it out loud, because nobody could hear me. I just said, all these people came to watch me fight, I'm not going to tap. That's what I said. And about that time, his arm started to get tired. But I was like, thinking back, like, why did I even say that out loud, you know? But I guess it was one of those things in the moment that, hey, I'm either going to come back with my shield or I'm going to come back on it, so.
Incredible, incredible. And then you obviously mentioned the main event as well, Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Chito Vera. How do you see that one going down? Because you give such good breakdowns. I've been so excited to sit down and get the intricacies of what you think is going to happen in these moments. So
both guys very good. Both guys very good. I told my brother Sweet T that how much you want to bet the first technique throw is going to be Chito trying to hit him with that low calf kick.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Right off the bat.
Yeah. But he actually said that out loud as well.
Did he really?
Yeah. He said.
I didn't hear that, but that's awesome. So I was right. We'll see if it actually happens. But I see it going O'Malley's way. I think he's a very intelligent fighter, very smart. Both guys evolved, yes, but nothing like O'Malley. He's hyper competitive. This guy doesn't like to lose, and I think he's the taller, longer opponent. I think he's going to keep the distance, maybe outpoint him. If he gets a shot off, maybe daze him. He may look for the finish, but if he was smart, I think he's going to try to pick him apart. Now, if I was Chito, make it ugly. Make it ugly. Get in his face, cover the gap. Obviously carefully, but just make it an ugly fight. You know, get in, do some dirty boxing, maybe him up against the fence. And that's one way. That's one thing that, especially you've seen fighters in the past against good strikers, is to get him up against the fence. Him up and tire the arms out. GSP used to do that all the time. Shovkat got me through the cage as fast as possible. But it's a little bit different when you tire them out. They slow down, even if it's just a fraction, this is enough once they step out back in the open, because they're using all that muscle to try to defend the takedown, and when it comes back to striking, they've slowed down significantly. So
interesting. I love it. I love the breakdown, seriously. How much do you think the previous fight, obviously the first fight, factors into either of their psyche, so to speak? I mean, is O'Malley coming in this perhaps with some extra baggage in terms of emotion, and is Chito coming in there with a bit of edge in terms of confidence because he's able to get the edge last time? How much do you think that plays into it?
I think they're both looking at that because, you know, obviously O'Malley's on a hype train. He just got the title, you know what I mean? So, you know, he's not going to give it up that. I think they're both coming up with that same mental, forefront, same mental vibe going in there, which is going to make it super competitive and nice to watch. But I just don't see him getting past O'Malley's distance. He's so good at that distance management, just like MVP, man. You step in, he's backing up. You back up, he's moving forward. And just keeping him right at the end of his range that you saw against him versus funky Aljamain Sterling. Just that little slide back, boom.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
It was beautiful, man.
Did you think that was almost reminiscent of Conor's knockout over Aldo?
100%. Yeah, and what was cool is that you saw in training, Sean O'Malley practicing that.
Yeah, I think it's always amazing when you see it like what they call it, right out of the playbook.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So yeah, right from the training ground. Amazing. In preparation for this interview, I was obviously looking at going back over. I've watched all of your fights live at the time, but going back over some of the finishes. I'm interested in what was your favorite finish? Do you have a favorite finish?
Man. I actually have maybe two of my favorite finishes. And number one, obviously, there was a combination of the things for number one. It was my very first fight in UFC, UFC 143, against a guy named Dan Stidge, and I was the very first fight on the card. And I was like almost 30 at the time. So coming in the game fairly late in my career, you know. But it was a combination of things that made this so memorable. Number one, I had the MC Hammer walk me to the facility because he was part of my management team at the time.
Crazy.
And so MC Hammer, you familiar with MC, right?
Of course,
Man,
of course.
He got to be. So he got to walk me and my family out, got to chat with him a little bit. GSP, George St. Pierre, was in my corner for that fight because he was my inspiration to switch from kickboxing to mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
So and having him in my corner and then finishing the guy in the first round was just epic, man. You know, that was just total. And that fight right there almost didn't happen because I was gonna turn the opportunity to fight for the UFC down because I felt like I wasn't ready yet.
Really?
Yeah. So most of my career has been kickboxing.
Yeah, of
right?
course.
I kind of put my wrestling and jiu-jitsu on the back burner because I was focused strictly on kickboxing, so I was kind of playing catch-up when it comes to the grappling and the wrestling and things like that. I just felt like I wasn't ready. So my dad was like, hey man, you may never get this opportunity again, so just make it happen. So I'm like, all right, let's go for it. And to be honest with you, I've been along for the ride ever since.
Yeah.
But I think number 2 was probably the Jake Ellenberger fight.
I knew you was going to say it. That's my favorite.
Really?
I had a feeling
Yes.
you were going to say that because that knockout was something else.
That was my very first main event. It was for the Ultimate Fighter. We were the main event for the Ultimate Fighter. That was during International Fight Week. They had a fight Friday, Saturday, and that Saturday it was Rory McDonald and Robbie Lawler, which was epic. Everybody knows that one.
That was a crazy
Goes
fight.
down in history books, that one.
Yeah.
And then our fight with Jake Ellenberger. And what made that so epic was you had this wrestler kind of laughing at karate. You know, karate won't work here. And I couldn't hit him with anything more karate
than that.
than a spin hook kick, you know?
Exactly.
So, and that was kind of like another one of my favorite fights in the fact that I got knocked down right off the bat. You know, and it was almost like Naruto, Rock Lee, whenever he was knocked out, but his body kept fighting. I don't know if you're familiar with Naruto and Rock Lee.
Yeah, not as much as I'm not as.
Okay.
Yeah.
You anime fans know what I'm talking
Yeah, the
about.
other yeah.
It was like I got knocked down, and all I remember was having him up against the fence. I like came to. So I shot in the leg, I grabbed a little bit, worked my way up to my feet, and then I came to. I was like, how did I get here right now?
So you was on autopilot between that.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was wild.
I've heard a few fighters talk about that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I don't remember the second round and stuff like that.
Well, there was another fight that I had, and I don't remember any of the second round. I got knocked out by Anthony Pettis with a Superman punch. The memes after that fight were hilarious. But yeah, I don't remember anything. I didn't get knocked out till like 5 seconds left in the second. I don't remember any of the second round.
Shit.
Nothing. And it was like, I've been hit harder, but it was just right on the button.
Yeah. You spoke about, obviously, you came up with a very karate background. Nowadays, we're seeing a lot more fighters who are starting in MMA purely as MMA fighters. You know what I mean? As opposed to guys that came up in boxing, then transitioned, came up in wrestling, then transitioned. How much do you think that plays into what we're seeing in terms of the evolution of the sport? And do you prefer it when actually guys come up in a one discipline and then transition, or do you like seeing more of the guys that have started out as MMA as a whole?
This is just my opinion. You know, for me, and what I like to watch and what I like to see coming up are the guys that start out in that one discipline at first, because that's kind of like, I come from an age of specialists. You know, you had Anderson Silva was a striking specialist. You know, you had Damian Maia, just a grappling specialist. And Rory McDonald was kind of at the time the one that just kind of brought everything together.
They kind of put him as the guy, kind of the first one to do it all at once.
Right. And now you are getting more of that, but everybody's just kind of okay at everything, you know? You have some guys that are maybe better at striking or a little bit better at grappling, but the guys that are just good at that one thing, it's just so fun to watch and just, like I said, pretty to watch.
Yeah.
So I do like it when those guys come up maybe from a traditional background and then kind of roll over into mixed martial art and making it work, right? I mean, you know, MVP is one of them, right? But he's known, everybody knows him as that karate guy, as that beautiful striker. You know, just like, you know, some of these Gilbert Burns, but now he's kind of turned into a striker a little bit. But I like those specialists because I come from that era.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree, and plus it's kind of a nod to what the UFC was set up to do in the first place. It was to see which martial art was best, and you literally had guys who didn't know any of them except for their one. Obviously, it had to diversify to some extent, but I agree that I like seeing guys that come from the one discipline and have to diversify a little bit, but then their base still remains that one discipline.
100%, man. So, because you know what to expect when they step out there. You know what I mean? It's like, I want to see his strike. I wonder if he can keep the fight standing, or I wonder if this guy can actually get him to the ground to make it work. But like you said, it's evolving every day, and now these guys are coming up just good at everything, you know? So it's funny to be able to see the evolution. I was actually at UFC 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My dad took me to that. I was like 12 years old.
Jeez.
I was at UFC 2. It was in Charlotte, North Carolina, at the Grady Cole Center. And it was me, my dad, and my mom, and I told him then that I was going to do this one day. And that was when you had like Chemo coming out with a big cross on his back.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
You had the one fighter who just wore one big boxing glove.
Boxing boots.
Yeah.
Those times were crazy.
That was like a Street Fighter.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Exactly. It really was. You mentioned that your UFC debut nearly didn't happen. And obviously it's interesting because I was looking back over your career, the Michael Pereira fight didn't happen. Are there some fights you look back on and go, and does it almost like stick in your craw a little bit that you never got to see what would have been and things like that?
Yeah. I mean, you know, there's a lot of things that you have to kind of learn by you as you're coming up in this game, what to do and what not to do. Mm-hmm. And that Michael Pereira fight was one of the things that I learned early on when I fought Darren Till, you know.
In terms of what happens next, who are you eyeing up for? I know you said you're obviously healing up from the injury.
Yes. I'm not sure yet, to be honest with you. I know there's some guys that, you know, obviously coming off a loss with Shavkat didn't do well for me, so I'll probably be looking somebody ranked below me. But we'll see. It's kind of up in the air, and hopefully by the time I can fight, it be a little bit later on, so we'll have some kind of open spots right now. But I'm looking at everybody.
I'm excited.
I have no idea, you know? So, you know.
It's a stacked division right now.
Oh, dude. It's getting more stacked every day.
That's what I mean.
And for guys like me who come from that specialist era, you know, I got to continue to evolve and get better. Even though, you know, I'm 41, but I still
Last
feel like
month,
I'm
right?
getting... Yeah.
Happy belated.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thank you. Big 4-1, which is wild to me because I don't feel it. But people are like, yeah, you're the oldest dude on the card right now. I'm like, what? I'm the oldest guy on the card. And I just don't think of it. I don't think of my age, you know, but I feel great. You know, here in my last few training camps, I spent more time on my recovery than anything else, which is awesome. I think everybody should do that, even if you're just getting into the sport. Should be number one. It will make your career last a lot longer. And I think the karate background, too, has helped me with that as well.
That makes sense.
Just the movement and trying not to get hit, you know.
Gives you more longevity, I guess.
Right. It beats just kind of walking out there in the middle and just duking it out like rock'em sock'em robots. These careers don't last long.
No, that makes sense. I could not speak to you and ask about, a lot of people always talk about the how much of a nice guy you are, and it's so true. In fact, you probably don't remember this, and I wouldn't expect you to, but we actually met before in Ireland a long time ago. Do you remember that random that expo, that fight expo?
Yeah, MVP was there. That was the first time I ever met him.
Yeah, and I was there too. I was like, say, I expect you to remember MVP, not me. But it's so funny because that was the first time I ever met you, know, and like I was thinking, how much of this nice guy thing is an on-camera thing, and I met you and just like the nice guy, and I was like, it's just really real. A lot of people sort of think, I remember when I was getting into MMA at a younger age, people would go to me, you're too much of a nice guy for this sport, like you haven't got that mean streak in you, and it's like, you're obviously testimony to that you don't have to have that quote-unquote mean streak. How much of that nice guy persona, how much of that do you have to almost switch off when you get in the cage and be like, no, I'm not here to make friends? Because it's like a juxtaposition that you're such a nice guy, but you're able to render someone unconscious within your profession.
Well, I think it would be different for somebody who didn't grow up in the martial arts. You know, for me, you know, in sparring, you know, I'm punching my partner, my friends in the face all the time. And we never get, you know, every now and then, like me and my brother, you know, we kind of get a little heated sometimes, you know, when bros go at it. But, you know, this is all I know. And for me, it's fun. I don't have to be mad at you to kick you in the face, to punch you in the face. And some people, maybe who didn't grow up in it, have to put themselves in that mindset in order to go out there and do what they need to do to get business done. I don't have to do that. I go out there, I'll beat you with a smile on my face, man.
Yeah. It's interesting, and MVP spoke about the same thing, that like, you know, growing up, he would spar his siblings, like punching his brothers and sisters in the face. So it's just kind of like, that's
every day for us.
It's not like there's not an emotion attached to it. Although that being said, has there ever been a time when you kind of let your emotions spill over, apart from that time when you were like, 16 and you had to beat that guy for...
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I saw that clip.
Yeah.
I think that's the meanest, like...
That was 100%. That was probably one of the very few times where it got a little personal. Yeah. You know? Not only this dude, you know, beat my dad's instructor, who was fairly old at the time, and was talking so much trash, but he was also talking to my sister. Yeah. So I'm just like,
you go get it.
I'm coming for you, son. But I don't think there has been. There was, I take that back. We did another video on my YouTube channel, a guy named, they called him The Joke, where there was an organization called the World Combat League back in the day, Chuck Norris's thing. And there was a guy that was just the cockiest dude you ever seen in your life. And being young back in those days, you still had that, that testosterone build up. You're like, all right, son, let's go. But it never really got overboard. So, and being in the fight game too, and in the martial arts, you learn so well how to control your emotions. And you learn real quick, if somebody can make you upset, they now have control of you. Mm-hmm. You don't have control. Nobody should have control of you. Yeah. Nobody, not even your emotions. So, and in the fight game, I know guys that will say things just to try to get aroused out of you. Just brush I know what you're trying to do. Yeah. That's smarter than that.
Like a powerful stance to be in, right? Because like they can say what they want, but they can't get an edge over you.
That's right.
Amazing.
That's the plan.
And then we didn't actually touch upon this. Dustin Poirier versus Benoit Denis.
Oh, that's a good one. My man Dustin is another veteran in the division who's been in there for a long time. I think we might have started at the same time, 2012, I think. I think he wants to come back hard after that last loss. Mm-hmm. Nobody expected him to get kicked in the head, especially by Gaethje.
No, exactly.
Nobody saw that.
Yeah. I don't think Gaethje expected that.
No, yeah. And, he took ample time off, which is what he should have done. Mm-hmm. I even think, Volkanovski should have taken a little bit more time off after that.
Yeah.
But he took ample time off. I think he's fired up. I think he's ready to rock and roll. I'm giving it to my man Poirier just because he's so fun to watch. Got great crisp boxing. He's tough. He's still got durability, and he can take the fight anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just think the experience that he's had. He's fought the who's who for a long period of time. I think he's got the experience as well. But I mean, what makes this fight, sport one of the fastest growing sports in the world? You never know.
Exactly. Yeah, literally.
Man. Who expected Michael Bisping to knock out Luke Rockhold?
Nah.
Nobody. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things, and we saw it recently. I forgot who it was, but even me, I was beating Anthony Pettis. Broke his nose and everything. And next thing I'm waking up.
Mm. It's a crazy sport. It's a crazy sport you chose. It's a crazy lifestyle. I think we'll wrap it there. Thank you so much.
Man,
I appreciate
anytime.
it. And listen, if we're ever in South Carolina, we're going to come look you up.
Come on.
If you're ever in London,
I'm open arms. You got it, man. You got it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We're going to go right in with blind rankings. Have you seen people do that? Yeah.
Blind rankings?
Yeah.
Okay, hit me with it. What is this?
It's a trend at the moment.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you 5 fighters, one at a time, and you're going to have to rank them like in order of 1 to 5, but you don't know which one I'm saying next. Do you understand?
No.
So, for example, I'm going to say a fighter, and then you have to rank them in order of 1 to 5. I'm going to say 5 fighters, but you don't
but I have no idea what you're going to give me.
Because it's blind rankings.
Oh, okay, but we're going to do 5?
We're going to do 5.
Right.
Yeah, so you have to like think about it where you want to put that.
If you give me somebody good right off the bat, I know it's going to be difficult. This is going to be difficult.
Yes.
Okay.
Excited. Okay.
Hit me with it.
Okay. So your first one is Demetrius Johnson.
Oh my gosh.
Mighty Mouse.
I mean,
where's he going?
The dude is. Since you hit him right off the bat, there's got to be somebody better. I'm gonna go with 2.
2.
2.
Okay.
Yeah. The guy has one of the most awesome flying arm bars from back position I've ever seen in my life.
He's amazing.
Ridiculous.
One champ is so lucky to have him.
Oh, I know. He's amazing. I mean, the best. I mean, he's a goat. He's a goat in my eyes.
He's a goat, definitely. Okay, your next one is Anderson Silva.
All these guys, all of them. Okay. I think there's another guy that you're going to be picking in a second, so I
don't know.
I got to give him number 1. Oh man, I wish I could switch it now. All right, it's got to be the next best, and I want to go number 3.
Okay. Khabib.
All right, 4 with the flip dip.
Khabib, yeah, it's number 4.
He's awesome.
Okay, the next one, second to last, GSP.
Number 1. I knew it. I knew it. Why? Number 1, he was my inspiration, right?
Wow, really?
He is an amazing guy in the cage and outside of the cage. And you think I'm the NMF? I don't know if you had a chance to hang out with him yet.
Really?
Awesome.
He's a really nice guy.
Very
Is he
nice
your
guy.
favorite fighter then?
He was the one that actually got me from going to kickboxing and MMA. I would go out.
Way.
Yeah. So
and what age was that?
24, 25. I had just torn every ligament in my left leg, right?
How?
I was out for
From a
3
fight?
years. Yeah, torn it. First fighting Raymond Daniels.
Oh my God.
First 30 seconds of the first round.
Every ligament of your leg. How many ligaments are in the leg?
I don't know, just a bunch of
But you tore all of them.
ACL,
All them CLs was torn.
They took 40% of my meniscus out, and then in that healing process time, GSP was like, hey, would love to bring you out and help me with my fight camps because he's getting ready to fight Thiago Alves, all these other strikers. So I'm like, yes, we became good friends. I started finding myself doing more jiu-jitsu and wrestling to be a better sparring partner for him.
And then look where it got you now.
And then through him, I started training with, Rashad Evans, who was champ at the time, Anderson Silva, Lyoto Machida. So I'm like, if I'm training with these champions, why not switch to MMA?
Wow, so a lot
he was
to
my
GSP,
inspiration.
Yeah.
GSP.
That makes sense. That's number 1. Okay, well then the last one was number 5, and that was John Jones. Are you happy with that?
Yep, I would love to have switched Anderson Silva and Demetrius Johnson. Just because Anderson is also a good.
No, that's not bad. 4 out of 5.
I'm happy with that.
Good. Okay, I want to bring it. I'm just going to ask you like loads of questions. Okay, so I want to bring it right back to the start and ask you, why are you called Wonderboy?
Oh man, well, I started off in karate. I still do my karate training, but
yeah, you started when you were 3 years old. 3. That is crazy.
It was mandatory in our house. What? MVP knows what's up. He started when he was this big too.
Yeah, crazy.
It was mandatory in our household. It was just as important as our education. Everybody, I've got 2 brothers and 2 sisters. We all started at 3.
Wow.
So my dad.
Your parents did karate as well.
My sister fought kickboxing before I did. She kicked my butt for years.
How old was your sister?
She's 43 now.
So just a couple years. Oh, okay.
And
it's basically the same, yeah.
I know. My dad fought back in the 70s and 80s. And they were my inspiration to actually start competing. But I was 15 years old. I looked like I was 12. And I was supposed to be 16. We lied about my age. But this was kind of a way for my dad to show me that I was better than what I thought I was. Because I used to get my butt kicked by my sister all the time. I'm getting here, get my butt kicked by this girl. How good could I be?
So was she your first sparring partner?
Yes. All my siblings were.
Okay, yeah.
So we had this thing, if we ever
How many of you are there?
There's 5 of us.
Oh, wow, okay.
And now I got 14 nieces and nephews.
Oh, do they all do karate? Of course.
Building an army. We were building an army.
The karate army is coming.
But yeah, we used to fight all the time, and if we ever got caught fighting, always after dinner, my dad would move the coffee table out of the way, and he would make us scrap. No gear. We couldn't punch to the face, but we could like palm heel. We beat each other up.
And he'd just sit there
like, yep. He's like, y'all want to fight? Go ahead and fight. But.
So what did he think about you moving to MMA?
He was actually all for it.
Yeah.
He knew that the fight game was moving that way anyway. I kind of did everything I could do with kickboxing, but he kind of saw my curiosity with MMA and started to see me doing more jiu-jitsu and stuff.
He just wants to be happy.
Yeah, I know. But I was 15, and my dad threw me out there with a guy who was like 26 years old. I think he was like 20, and I was undefeated.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Beat the brakes off him for 3 rounds. Couldn't break an egg, but I was just punching him, kicking him the whole time.
And you was 15?
I was 15.
Wow.
I was
you were meant to be 16.
Yeah, I was tiny. And then afterwards, the commentator was like, asked my opponents, hey man, what'd you think about this Stephen Thompson kid? And he's like, man, I wondered why I even stepped in the ring with this boy. And the announcer called me Wonderboy and stuck with me ever since.
Oh my God, that is a cool story.
Yeah. I used to walk out for years to let the bodies hit the floor, right?
Yeah.
But it was my brother Tony who was like, hey, you need to walk out to Jack Black.
Oh yeah, because I was going to go on to that.
Wonderboy.
Yeah, that makes so much sense.
See, that's what happens if you just let me keep talking. You don't even have to ask me any questions.
I just
keep going.
It's so easy. But you was called Wonderboy from when you was a boy. Obviously, you're a man now. Is it ever weird, being called Wonderboy? Is it not Wonder Man now? Or?
I mean, I don't know if y'all can see the grays or not. I got a few grays in there. But I think as long as I'm walking out to Wonderboy by Tenacious D, he even said he should come up with a new song called Wonder Man. Wonder Man. So I was like, hey, if you come out with Wonder Man, I will change my name to Wonder Man.
When you walked out with him for the Shavkat fight, he just looked so cool. I loved it.
Me and my brother Tony and my buddy Matt and my cousin got to hang out with him for a few hours afterwards. We were back at the hotel.
I was going to say, how close are you with him?
I mean, I wouldn't say we're super close, but we've hung out several times. He invited us to one of his concerts that were fairly close to where we live.
Yeah.
And went backstage, literally hung out with him throughout the entire day after the concert. Him and KG, awesome. And then we got to hang out with him again after the fight for a few hours. And
yeah, no, because it made it look like that he wrote that song about you, which is even cooler, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? Ollie touched on the nicest mother effer award that you got given by, what was it, Ariel Harani. Obviously, you are a really nice guy, and I think Ollie touched on it as well. in the ring, do you ever feel like bad when you're hurting someone? In the cage, sorry.
No.
Never?
Never. Why? Well, okay,
I do apologize. There must be one time
yes,
that you can think of.
There is one time. I fought Johnny Hendricks.
Yeah.
And first round, he was acting like he was going in for a shot, and I had backed up and threw like a snap kick, like I was punting his head, but I hit him in the groin on accident. And I hit him in between the legs. And I literally stopped and said, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "I'm sorry." And the referee, Big John MacArthur, was like, "Keep fighting." And then I hit him.
He didn't get timeout?
No, he didn't.
But you knew that he hit him?
Yeah, I hit him there. I kind of grazed his cup, you know.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I felt it.
And then John MacArthur was like, "Keep fighting." And then I spin back, kicked him, and then I finished him.
Oh, okay.
Like right after that.
So you just feel bad for that.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a few times where if I make you fall without me trying to make you do it, I stand, get back up. Like I've stepped on.
Oh shit, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I fought Jeff Neal.
Let me help you back up. Bang.
I stepped on his foot and he fell. And I was like, sorry, man, get back up. Because it's like hitting a guy if they trip on a rock. Like, I gotta beat you honorably, man. Get back up.
Oh my god, I love that. You could just tell, like, you're just so respectful. I think that does come from your martial arts background and like being from a karate family. It is. I don't know, sometimes when I watch, this is why I do like watching One Champ, because it does touch on the martial arts respect side a lot more. And I think UFC and even boxing is so like trash talking and like coming for your wives and your dads. And I'm just like, I just love the respect, man. My mom's Thai, so it will just
really?
Like,
I love it. That's one of the reasons why I like too the guys that come from that traditional background, because you learn the discipline, you learn the respect, and you grow up in a gym. There are gyms and there's academies, there's schools, right? We're a school,
Yeah, you're teaching,
you learn different things, and at gyms, you start developing little cliques here and there, and this clique don't like that clique, and then you wear what you want to wear, you talk how you want to talk, and where I come from, it's not any of that. You be respectful, you show modesty, courtesy, integrity, and that's what it's all about, and it rolls over into your everyday life.
Of course, I know, I literally love it. Okay, so I'm gonna play like Would You Rather now, so you can you can explain as well. But would you rather retire now as the NMF, or become almost like a Colby Covington style villain, but become a champion?
Retire now.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say that.
There is no way, especially after that last fight. What he did to Leon, I wanted to come over the chair and,
oh my God,
choke him.
No, obviously we're Team Leon.
No way, I'm not gonna sell my soul for the title.
No, definitely not. No, keep your integrity. If you were a UFC villain, what would you say trash talking? Just give one example of what you would say. I wouldn't know. I'm so bad at trash talking.
Dude, I was about to say the same thing. That's why I'm in NMF.
Go and do it.
Because I realized real quick off the bat, I suck at trash talk. I don't even know what to put.
You're getting so stressed.
I am. I'm literally sweating right now because I have no idea what to say.
You suck, man.
There you go. I mean, I would be so bad, it would be cringe. It would be really cringe.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Sorry, guys, you're not getting it out of me. I can't do it.
I tried. Would you rather get submitted by Khabib or knocked out by Anderson Silva?
Knocked out by Anderson Silva.
Just because he's just like the man.
He's the GOAT, man. He's awesome.
Would you rather Joe Rogan stops commentating or rather Dana White leave the UFC?
Oh, man. I don't think, no disrespect, Joe Rogan, because I love you, dude. I don't think the UFC would be the UFC without Dana.
Oh, of course not.
I mean, we have commentators, but he doesn't commentate every one of them. So, it's the show still continues.
Of course. But Dana White.
With Dana White, it's hard to see him not with the UFC anymore. Right.
And you said you was at UFC 2.
Mm-hmm.
When did Dana White come? From the...
I'm not sure exactly when he came. I think they bought it for $1 million and then sold it for like $4.2 billion.
Jeez, that is mad.
And they made almost that much just last year.
Oh my
1 point
God.
something billion dollars the UFC made last year, which is their best year ever.
I'm actually like a new MMA fan. Like I've only been getting into it the last couple of years.
You come from Thailand.
Well, that's the thing. Like I've been doing Muay Thai for about 5 years.
Gotcha. I was about to say just fight sports, period.
Yeah. So, for me, it's just super interesting because I'm from the UK, and now all these UK fighters are just coming up and up and up. And I was there when Leon won the title, and it was like I was screaming. I'm like, oh man! And sometimes I just think like I wish I was just a MMA fan like from when I was born. Do you know what I mean? Like I miss so much stuff, but I'm like watching all the documentaries.
Well, that's a good thing
now.
because you can always go back.
Yeah, exactly.
You can always go back.
But it's different. Like being at the fight, experiencing that. Like these guys talk, I was there. You know, like I remember when he won this, and
I remember when it was like an underground thing. Like you had to buy it on pay-per-view, and like we would go to a buddy's house and watch it. It was just a few people there watching it, and like it was pretty much banned, like all over. They had to go to certain spots in order to have the fight, so it was still kind of like underground at that point.
That's crazy. Okay, next question. Would you rather go into a fight with one arm or one leg? And
one arm.
One arm, yeah. But I think this sounds like a stupid question, but you did already break one hand already, and you broke one foot, so technically...
I actually broke...
it's not a dumb question,
yeah.
These are laughing.
I broke...
But it's not.
Wait, what?
They just think I asked dumb questions, but it wasn't a dumb question.
Is that why you're like, It's a good question. Okay.
Thank you,
I broke
Wonderboy.
both my hands when I fought Vicente Luque.
Yeah.
Like literally
you broke your hands in one fight?
Mm-hmm. When you fight guys with big old melons, he got a big head.
Oh
he has a big head. It's a thick skull, you know? Hit him right in the dang forehead. And one of them was a straight shot to the forehead, and the other one was I had him down, and I came over top to hit him on the ground, but I rolled my hand over, and I just hit with this knuckle there, and broke that bone there. I still finished the fight, but kind of like
how did you break the other
karate.
hand?
I stuck him with a straight left hand, right to the forehead though, because he kept his chin down, which is why you do that anyway, to make this smaller. And I smoked him right in the forehead, broke this knuckle right here, which is why it's like a little, kind of sunk down a little bit.
Yeah, wow.
But, and then breaking my foot, I don't think it would be hard because our fighting style, especially the karate style, is based off of our movement a little bit and be able to close the gap.
Yeah.
So I need my feet.
Yeah. Okay, I know you're a gamer, and I think you mentioned like the only time you get angry is like when you're gaming. Like how angry do you get? Like, because I can't imagine you angry.
I had a Twitch. And
so we can watch it then?
Maybe if the videos are still up there. Pretty heated. Pretty bad. I mean...
Really? I bet it's not even bad. I was like,
not as bad anymore.
Dang it.
Not as bad anymore because I'm sitting there like just grinding, trying to get good at this dang game.
Yeah.
But, you know, I always like to blame it on cheaters, but everybody that kills me is a cheater for sure.
Really?
I like to say
you never cheat though?
Yeah. I don't cheat. I'm like terrible at aiming, and it's just very frustrating that, I don't know, man. It just gets me. Something about it gets me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so the would you rather choose one, GTA Vice City, see Miami, or San Andreas?
Wait, say that again?
Grand Theft Auto, Vice City, or San Andreas?
That's a good one. I would go with the first one. That's the OG game.
Is it? I've never played it, but
they're coming up with another one right now. It's supposed to be ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like open world, obviously, but it's supposed to be massive.
Really?
Open world, yeah.
Isn't there like some sort of Final Fantasy game coming out or something? No, because my friend's a gamer, but she's like obsessed with it.
I'm more of just a Call of Duty guy.
Oh, really? You're just Call of Duty? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so would you rather fight Mike Tyson in a boxing ring or Kimbo Slice in the streets?
Kimbo Slice in the street. Because
Wow.
at least I have a little bit of a chance. Because
Really?
it's a street fight. I can go for your eyes. I can go for, there's no strict rules.
It's mad what they
boxing,
used to do, innit?
you can only punch. There's no kicking you in the groin. There's no eye gouging you. And in his prime, I mean, I would stay away from Mike Tyson 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so interesting. Would you rather to never teach a karate class again or never fight in the UFC again?
Oh, never fight in the UFC again.
I know, because you got your school.
That's my jam. I love it. We got 900 students in one facility. We're one to expand, but when you start expanding, we don't want, the quality of the martial arts to go down. So, and it's been a part of my family you know, since I was a kid. You know, I've got a brother and a sister that run a martial arts school in Dallas. It's just that's what brings us together.
Wow, so you all have like schools. Oh my gosh. And the thing is like obviously one day your MMA career is gonna end and you can just still do that like forever.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I love that.
And there's no better, I guess, profession than serving others. And knowing, you know, you see these kids grow up and now I'm looking up at them. That's how long they've been taken, and knowing that I had a positive influence in their life, and just to see what kind of human being they become, and just to knowing that I had a small part in that, it's just awesome.
Of course. That was my last question.
That was awesome. Let's go.
Thank you. I got one more game. Sorry, we'll be really quick. Is that okay? Okay, so have you ever been to London?
Never been to London.
You've never been to London?
Would love to go. I'm waiting for the day for the UFC to say, hey, you're going to London. I'm like, yes, let's go.
Wow. But you've been to Manchester?
I have.
Well, because I live in Manchester, but I'm from London, okay? You're from South Carolina. I'm from South London.
Hey!
Yeah? So, in South London, or in London, we have our own, like, slang.
Okay.
So, what I thought would be quite funny, because you're just from, like, a completely different world to me, is that I will give you, like, a slang word, and then you, like, have to guess what it means.
Oh, okay. Hit me with
yeah,
it.
okay.
Right.
And you can ask, like, use it in a sentence. Yeah.
I have to use it in a
No,
sentence?
you can ask me to use it in a sentence if you, like, are really stuck. Okay. So we'll start off easy. Can we say? Okay, so allow it.
Allow it? Allow it? Am I saying that right? Sentence, please.
No, man, just allow it.
These guys are cracking me up. I've seen them on peripheral, they're laughing. Say it again. Say the sentence again.
Say the sentence. Oh, no, man, just allow it. Or like...
like roll with it? Allow with it? Like just...
Allow it. No, just allow it. Like, forget it, man, allow it. It's short for something. Okay, I'll help you out. It's short for allow it. Does that make more sense?
100%. What the heck? Allow it.
Allow it?
Allow it. What? Come on.
So it means like, oh, just like forget about it.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
forget
or stop
forget
that.
it.
Like,
just forget it,
allow
man.
it.
Got you. Just allow it.
Uh-huh.
All right, I'm going to bring that back to South Carolina and see how well it works.
Okay. Okay, the next one is pang.
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 Pang. Is that like a, you know, like in comic books, you like pow, wham, pang. You know what I mean? Does that not pick that? That's what I picture in my head.
No, but it does sound like it. You're right, but
Pang.
it's not.
Okay, sentence.
That girl is so pang.
Hot.
Yes.
She's hot.
Yeah, or you could say like, this food's pang.
It's just good. Good. I want to say delicious because girls can be delicious.
Exactly.
You know
exactly. I mean? Yes. Love that.
You know.
Okay. The next one is waste man.
Waste man. Now that's waste man. Would you say something like that?
No, it's more like.
How would you say it?
Ollie's a waste man.
A waste man. He only goes out with trash? Is that it?
Basically, it's true though. That was
True. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Like waste, you know, I'm just thinking like you're a waste man.
You're a waste man, like.
Like you're okay. You're okay. Wait, okay. Like you're
got
a
it,
waste man. Like you're I'm trying to think of the word here. You're useless.
Yes,
useless.
Exactly. That is a good one. Like a loser.
Did I get it?
You got it. Ding! Well done. Okay, are you enjoying it?
Yes, this is fun.
Okay. This is a really easy one.
You smell this. I don't know if y'all smell the smoke, but my brain's working over here. I'm trying.
This is an easy one, I think. You're thinking you're gonna get this. In it.
Like you're all for it. Let's do it. In it? In it?
In it. Like in it.
Oh, isn't it?
In it.
Isn't it?
Yes! Go on, Wonderboy! Okay. Next one is peak.
Peak. Like you're at the top. Like you're the best?
No.
Peak, like peak shape, like.
But that makes sense though. I don't know why this one is the definition.
It's a sentence.
Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. That's peak.
That's terrible.
Yeah, peak.
Never would have thought of that.
I know,
Had that in
right?
a sentence.
Doesn't make sense.
Let's see if like it peaks up here. You'd be like, nah,
yeah,
man, that's
exactly.
slow.
I don't know. We're very weird. Okay, next one. Clapped.
You just got. Just blah. Is that right? You just got shot. You just got shot.
Really?
Yeah, so you're right. Yeah, but
You just got clapped.
But it's not the definition that I was talking about.
Okay,
Yeah.
hit me with a sentence.
That girl is so
Kaz is
clapped.
Say whoa.
He said Kaz is clapped.
Oh man. Say that again one more time.
Like, she's clapped, he's clapped, that guy's clapped. Ollie's clapped. He said, I'm clapped.
Y'all are going back and forth here. This is good. Let's see. I already said, like, there was always something, like, useless, but clapped. I have no idea.
It means ugly.
Oh, no way.
like that guy's so clapped, yeah.
No,
Would
that
you
just
think
sounds
that?
like a good slang word. You know what I mean? That sounds like a good
Imagine
slang
if I
word.
told you like all the wrong meanings and you came to
I
London and
know.
was like, yo, dude, you're
It's-
so clapped.
I'm like, yes, let's go. I would have been like, heck yeah, bro. You know, if I had no idea what it was here in America, we'd be like, I guess that's a compliment.
Yeah. Okay, how about ends?
Ends. Sentence.
These are my ends.
This is my business?
You're stepping into my ends. Welcome to my ends.
You're stepping into my DMs?
Is that, give me a better sentence to use it.
He's not from my end.
He's not from my ends.
He's not from my...
You're not from my
From my
ends.
neighborhood?
Yes.
Like my neighborhood?
Yes.
Let's go.
Come
That's
on.
like two. That's only two of them. That's
Yes.
all those. That's two I got.
Bear.
Bear, you're naked.
No, think about slang, so it's a bit obvious.
It's a bit obvious?
No.
It's not obvious.
I mean, bear is like obviously the dictionary word, but this, shall I use it in a sentence? I just had bare foods. I'm really full.
I just had bear food. Like good food?
No.
Greasy food?
No.
Raw food?
Oh, there we go. I went to a party last night. There was bare gal there.
What was that second one you said? What was that second one you
I said gal, girls, gal.
Like bomb
Girls.
food? Like that's
girls. And bare girls. There was bare girls at a party last night.
like bad girls? Large girls? Is that right?
If it was, Ollie would be there.
Large girl? Dude,
true,
you
but-
gonna let her talk to you like
No,
that?
that's his type.
Ah, let's
But
go.
no, shall I tell you?
Yeah.
It means a lot.
A lot.
I mean, yeah. Not big.
Oh, was he helping you?
Yeah. I'm trying to use my approval. Tony's like, I'm like, big
Did you
girls.
know that one?
No, I could kind of tell whenever you said I had all that bear food.
You got it. Yeah.
Dude, how'd you get girls out of food?
No, you gave girls as an example after the food.
Oh,
I had
Yeah.
bear food. I'm not hungry anymore. Like I had a lot of food.
got you.
Let's
Just
go.
a lot.
Let's go with bait.
Bait. Like, okay, hit me with a sentence.
I need help
Bait.
with this sentence.
Kaz is bait in South London.
Say that again?
Kaz is bait in South London.
Everybody's after you.
Ooh, no, nearly. Not quite.
Like bait, and all the fish
Bait.
is after the bait.
You're quite bait in the MMA world.
Popular.
Yeah.
Kinda?
Stop making it. Oh, I'm gonna give it away if I say the meaning.
We've got to go to a slightly different one.
Yeah. It's kind of slightly different. Like, stop acting so bait. She's gonna realize.
Nervous.
Nearly, no.
It's not nervous. I did so bait. She's gonna realize it. Like
Yeah,
you don't.
stop acting so bait. Oh, don't be bait. Don't be bait. But there's two different meanings. I'm confusing you. Sorry.
Like suspect, like not obvious.
Yes, sir!
Really?
Yes.
Oh, let's go.
Okay, let's end it on a good one.
That's 3.
Let's end it on a good one. Okay, the last one is mandem.
Say it again. Why is it so hard, man? Because your slang words aren't very obvious.
No, it's hilarious. They're not very bait. Yeah, they're not bait. Mandem.
Mandem.
Mandem. Mandem.
Almost like you're saying like madam.
I'm trying to say your accent. Mandem. Mandem.
Mandam.
Mandem.
No? Mandem. Cynthia, can you not do it in a sentence?
Yeah, yo, these are my mandem. Or like I'm just
these
about
are
to.
my people. These are my people. These are my friends.
I'm just about to link the mandem.
What did you say? What did you say?
I'm about to link my mandem.
I'm about to link up with my friends?
Yes,
Is that it?
Yes.
Because you didn't seem like you were like too confident.
Yes.
Like y'all had
no,
it right.
you got it. Yes.
All
Well
right.
done.
I think I should just move to Manchester now.
London.
I think I got
South London.
South London.
Yes.
Excuse me. South London.
We'll be
Let's
waiting
go.
for you. You're ready.
That is so hard. That was hard. You know, we don't have too many slang words in America, but they're super obvious what it means. You know what I mean?
Right. No.
Completely different language.
I'm glad it was hard for you and you
Completely
enjoyed
different
it.
language. That was difficult.
Thank you so much. Thank
well,
you.
y'all need to type in the comments what y'all thought those were. That's what y'all need to do.
They're gonna be like, these people are so weird.
That was awesome.
Thank you so much.
Anytime.
Thank you.